people only do change through food, I think. You know, you can do change through other things, but I think it's the best way to have conversation about our culture in Australia.
I hate to break it to you, but we know very little about real Australian food. It's time to wind it back some 60,000 odd years and learn about ingredients that have always grown here from people who know them best. I'm starting with Nornie Bero from Mabu Mabu Cafe in Yarraville.
What are you doing here at Mabu Mabu? What's the big goal for you?
Well, the main thing for me here is basically to make people aware of my culture. We are Indigenous people and we have a lot to offer. And I want to make sure that we represent ourselves within this industry that a lot of cultures have been able to showcase themselves and integrate and be a part of. When I opened this, people got surprised, you know. Half of the people come in here and think there's going to be like dot paintings everywhere and grass skirts or something, you know, but it's not like that. We're like a young Indigenous business, and I never had a handout or anything like that, but it is there for people that need it. But I wanted to make sure I achieved things on my own.
Why was that important to you?
I wanted to earn it, and I wanted to showcase for maybe people who are younger than me to come through going, you can do it. You don't have to be screaming and yelling. You can actually change it if you're a part of the system. You know, just like go out there and do as best you can, because you never know where the world is going to take you. And I'm testament of that because I've been in a lot of places and I still think that I'm going to explore more.
Got goosebumps. Yeah. I could sit here probably for another 12 hours, but I reckon we should go into the kitchen and make some of this food. What do you reckon?
Oh, yes, let's go make some damper.
Or I'll eat it, you can make it.
Ah, easy. The best thing about damper, it's like I said, it's so easy to make, plus it costs nothing for people to do as well.
Where did you grow up?
I grew up on a couple of different islands actually in the Torres Strait, because my dad was a bit of a lady killer. When I turned 13 and started high school, my dad sent me down to mainland Australia, which was really huge for me because I was like a kid from the islands. When you live on the tropical islands, that's all you know. I never knew fresh milk existed because I thought it only came in a can and it was powdered.
Now look at you, some David Dairy in your coffee.
I know, now I'm a snob.
Were you into food then already? Was that a refuge?
100%. I already had like food in me from when I was on the islands. I was lucky that I was actually raised where my grandparents or aunts and stuff were all traditional cooks, and my dad and stuff put a bamboo wall down the middle of our house and turned half of it into a tuck shop.
No way!
Yeah, he did.
So what did he sell?
He used to get the locals to order pumpkin buns and pumpkin damper, and when he made the buns, I would wake up in the morning and watch him like do the stuff, then I'd deliver them before school. Everything I learnt growing up is what I'm doing now. Traditional food is just a part of normal cooking for us, and all our conversation is around food. I mean, God, we named our business Mabu Mabu, which means help yourself to a table of food. So that guy is just going to cook up the top there, and that's it.
So for how long?
45 minutes. You can now go have a coffee because it'll be cooking away.
What's the best way for native Australian ingredients to become more mainstream?
I think the main thing is that we have to ask for it more. Every single person go out and ask your like grocers, your spice stores, and the stuff is there. Supply and demand. Like I've got like the ladies in the desert supplying me things like from green ants to kakadu plums to, you know, native currants. These ones you can use as garnishes and stuff.
What is the polite amount of ants?
No, you want to have the flavor, so you know you can have it.
Whoa, that's super citrusy.
Yep.
That is powerful.
Yeah. I want people to understand there's like amazing fruits that we have here. Don't accept when they say, sorry, we can't get that, you know, because it will come. Especially in Melbourne, we're good at changing things. And why can't we start here? You know?
How do you feel about every native Indigenous ingredient being called a superfood?
It's not a superfood, it's just a normal food.
Is it a problem then, because it sort of positions these ingredients as being expensive?
Of course it does. I grew up with eating this for free. And I'm not going to make someone pay $25 just to buy a small portion of it. It's ridiculous.
If you're a chef or a cafe owner or a restaurant owner, how do you reach out to these communities? How can you actually figure out a way to increase that demand and have these ingredients on your menu?
Yeah, 100% start with Google. Look it up and come and ask people like us. I have no worries about telling you these amazing farms that are out there. You just have to be respectful and understand where you're getting your produce from.
Who do you hire at Mabu Mabu?
Ooh, mostly women. I want to make sure that women are what my focus is on, because I think that people forget about us in the Indigenous community. Women are like baby makers, and they look after the elderly and all that kind of stuff, and they never achieve what they want, and I don't think they're ever 100% happy. And why can't we have it all? Do you know?
So out of 100% happy, what percentage are you?
I'm like gazillion times happy.
Oh, that is extreme close-up eating.
I'm a lady.